Hey guys, hi. Welcome to Flawed and Happy. I had no idea I was going to be starting my YouTube channel today. I am in the middle of a blizzard. It's quite wicked out there right now. So I thought, I have been meaning to start a YouTube channel for quite some time, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The only reason why I haven't started one is out of the fear of what are people going to think. And I wished I could remember whose YouTube channel I was watching. It was somebody that just started one not very long ago. And that's exactly what she thought too. And she decided that she was just going to do it and she wasn't going to worry about what anybody had to say. And so I thought, she's right. Who cares what anybody's going to think? Whatever. But, and honestly, I had the name of my YouTube channel picked out well over a year ago. Flawed and Happy. And because I'm flawed, but I'm also very happy. So, and I'm happy with my flaws. And that is exactly what I want to make my YouTube channel about, is people can just be themselves. You don't have to worry about your flaws showing. What does it matter? It kind of doesn't in the long run. It really don't. So, but I didn't think I was going to be starting with the series I'm going to do first. And that's the part that's blowing my mind, because what I'm going to talk about isn't anything new, and it's not as though you can't find it out there on YouTube already, because you can. You guys, I want to talk about the Watts case, but not in the same sense as what you've been seeing already out there on YouTube. There's been a lot of really good content creators that have done an excellent job at, getting the information and the details out there and the facts. The facts. I like facts. So, that's not really what I want to talk about, though. When I say I want to talk about the Watts case, what I want to talk about is, I'm somebody that just honestly believes that something good comes out of every bad situation. And the Watts case is incredibly horrific. I mean, you guys, it has taken a lot out of me. I can't even imagine what the direct friends and families are going through, and what about them first responders. So I had to go back, and I had to do a little bit of evaluating and looking at things from a different side. Try to, anyway. And I was just really surprised that once I changed my mindset a little bit, and I went back and I revisited a few things. Friendship. You guys, I gotta start with friendship. I have to. In this series, I have to. Nicole Kessinger. I went back and I revisited her interview. And you guys, when I did that, I heard a lot of really amazing things. I heard love. I heard compassion. I heard loyalty. I heard trust. I heard acceptance. Those are all words that describe the relationship that she had with Shanann. We can actually learn a lot by changing our mindset a little bit about the way we think about the case, and go back and just revisit if you want to. Only if you want to, though. And I'm not going to put any type of that content on my brand new channel. I say that right now because that's my full intentions, to not go there. I don't want to make this series about the case itself. I want to make it about the gold nuggets that we can find within the case, because not all is lost. Shanann and Bella, Cece and Nico, they are gone, but they will never be forgotten. Never. This case didn't just affect people within the Colorado area. There is people from around the world that have had their eyes on this case, and I guarantee you they will never be forgotten, ever. But one thing we can all do as observers from way over here from the case is just find those gold nuggets within the case and hang on to them. And friendship. I got to start with that friendship because Nicole Atkinson has already been dubbed the hero friend, and she is. She is, with good reason. But I'm going to get into that just a little bit more because I revisited her interview and I heard certain things that I was hearing was just like, wow, you know what? This is an amazing woman. She really is. She is intuitive, and she listened to her intuition that day. She just felt like something wasn't right. And she didn't quit. She didn't give up. She kept pressing. She kept pushing the issue. And thank God she did, because I don't even want to imagine how the case could have went had she not listened to her intuition. And that is a really cool thing about intuition, is every single one of us already have that distilled within us, you guys. But a lot of times, as humans, as opposed to what? A non-human? Okay, but anyway, we tend to just ignore that intuition and push it off to the side. We always want to lead our life with up here, what we think. And 9 times out of 10, what we think, it's not quite close to what we should be, if that makes sense. Instead, we should be coming from the gut. Listen to that intuition, even especially those things where you're like, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. Do it. Because I can guarantee there's probably some stuff that Nicole Atkinson did not want to do that day, but she did it. She did it. You want to know why? She did it because she had loyalty for Shanann. She loved Shanann. She was extremely worried about Shanann. She was in fear of what could have possibly have happened to Shanann. She did not worry about what people were going to be thinking about her if she called the cops. She did not worry about what Shanann's husband, I will call him, I don't even know what to call that man, but she didn't care what he was going to think by staying on him. Get home. And you know what? Those are the types of friends we need in our life. And when you listen to her interview and you start listening to, listen to what is being said, listen to the questions that are asked, and most importantly, listen to what she says. Because some people only hear what they want to hear. You got to listen to the whole thing. So, Shanann was out there on social media, and I'm going to save that entire conversation for a different video within this series, because there's going to be multiple videos about the golden nuggets that we can take out of the Watts case. But Nicole Atkinson had said to the police officer at one point during the interview that Shanann can be bossy. And that was in regards to a question about Mr. and Mrs. Watts in North Carolina not liking Shanann. And this is where I say people have to listen. Because some people will only hear that part and then they stop. And they're like, oh, see? No. You got to listen. Because she followed it up and said, but not in a bad way, in a good way. She pushed you to be better. That's not quoted word for word because I don't have anything wrote down. I'm not playing it right now, but that's basically what she said. And you know what, you guys, those are exactly the type of friends we want in life. We want the type of friends that see the good in us. They see what we are made of, and they push us to be our best version of ourselves. Those are the type of friends we want. And those are the type of friends that Shanann and Nicole were to each other. They pushed each other to be better. Why wouldn't anybody want those types of friends? And that's another thing. My whole channel name is Flawed and Happy for a reason, because you know what, you guys, I wasn't perfect in life. I did a lot of things wrong in life. I made a lot of mistakes. I hope I learned from every single one of them, but I can still be happy about it. I can accept myself for who and what I am. I can accept myself for the things that I have been through in life. And when I look back on that interview with Nicole Atkinson, one thing that really stuck out to me most prominently is her and Shanann accepted each other for who and what they were. They accepted each other. Shanann trusted her to the point where she had texted her something very private. And unfortunately it got out there to the masses, and, we all seen it. But fortunately, it also gives us that glimpse into what type of friendship they had and just how strong and healthy of a friendship it was. And that is what I just most definitely really want to stress, is sometimes, we will go about our life thinking that we have to tolerate certain behaviors. We have to put up with certain things because, well, if we don't, then who's going to be left? If we don't. And I have learned the hard way throughout most of my life that some people you just really do got to walk away from. And that can always be scary to make that decision, and even scarier to actually do it sometimes. But when you go back to Nicole Atkinson's interview and you look at the relationship that her and Shanann had, you guys, that there was unconditional love between those two women. And there was a trust, and my gosh, Nicole Atkinson had the envelope that revealed the sex of the baby. I mean, us women, when we're pregnant, we don't leave that type of information with just anybody. We don't do that. There was a level of trust there that was mountain high. So that's the type of friendships that everybody should strive for in life. The type of friendship where you can talk about anything and everything. There's no topic that is off limits, and they shared that. I will interject and just make one brief little comment about sharing everything, because in the interview, Shanann did not share their financial status with Nicole. She didn't. And the sun's, I think, peeking out. Sorry about that. Nicole Atkinson made that clear. She said she figured it out because she was getting the mail. But, that's neither here nor there. There's sometimes some information. I don't share my financial status with people. I mean, so that doesn't even mean anything. I do know some people will look at that and be like, well, see, how much did she really? No, don't go there. Okay. Before you want to point the finger and bash somebody, remember when you do that, look at what's pointing back. So just don't go there, because there's some stuff I prefer not to share with anybody, period. Financial situation, that's kind of one of them. I mean, you don't want to be just going out there and talking about that type of thing to anybody. There's some conversations that I leave specifically between me and my husband, and that's it. But when I keep going back to that friendship, and I think the reason why my heart really, really goes out to Nicole Atkinson is because I personally, I know what it's like to lose my best friend. Speaking of best friend, that was another thing I wanted to touch on in the beginning of the interview. He says, so you and Shanann were best friends. And she was like, well, we were friends. And right there, I was like, you know what? That woman is truly humble. She is so incredibly humble, because everybody knows Shanann had a lot of friends. And she was confident enough within the friendship that she didn't feel the need to have to be the best one. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I mean, that's just so incredible. I mean, I am so impressed with Nicole Atkinson. I have never met her, and I don't know if I will ever meet her ever. But, you know, if I do, I mean, I'm definitely going to hug her. I really am. I'm going to hug her because there is this loving side to her, and I have to believe that she is very mentally and emotionally mature. You know, you got to watch her interview, you know, or don't, you know, whatever. I've just been looking really hard, probably too hard for too long, actually. And when I think about this case, one thing that keeps coming back to me is the friendship. The friendship between Nicole and Shanann. And how much of a blessing Nicole has been for the family that morning. You know, because I don't even want to think about what could have possibly have happened had she not been persistent. So Nicole Atkinson, I don't know if you're ever going to see this video, but in case you do, I want to thank you for listening to your intuition that day. I want to thank you from the very bottom of my heart, girl. You know, I cannot imagine what it has been like for you. I lost a best friend as well, unexpectedly in a car accident 25 years ago. I was pregnant with my son when it happened, and I know what it feels like to lose a best friend. And I hope I don't ever have to know or find out what it feels like to have to go through any type of a situation as what you did. And girl, I want you to know that there's so many people out there, literally thousands, tens of thousands, if not millions of people that have not said your name, that have not prayed for you, because we have been. And girl, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for standing so obedient in your faith and listening to your intuition and doing everything you possibly could do for your friend that day. And I'm sure you never gave up that day either. I'm sure you've been there for Shanann's family, your other friends, your own children. You know what? Stay strong, girl. Stay strong. I know it sucks. I know it sucks bad, and it's going to hurt for a very long time. It is. I'm not going to lie. But you're going to find a way to be able to look at all of those instances of all the times you had with Shanann, and you're going to be able to look back, and you're going to one day find yourself laughing without crying. You know, and if you haven't already, you're probably going to find yourself laughing and crying at the same time. You know, it's all part of the healing process, girl. So just allow yourself to heal. And just know there's so many of us out there that think of you. So in case I do ever meet you, know I'm going to hug you. I am. And all right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. First video on my brand new channel. I'm going to do a series on the Watts case, focusing more on the gold nuggets that you can find within the case. So, all right, thanks for tuning in to Flawed and Happy. I'm glad you are here. Hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification button so you can get a notification of when I upload. Thanks. Bye.